Good morning. This morning is going to be a Skagway day. We are in the port of Skagway right now. You can see some pretty scenery right behind me. We've got a few ships here in port. You can see that we've got, I think there's a ferry. Plus, we've got this one. It's a princess. It's the Coral Princess. We've got another one over here. That's the Regent Seven Seas. That's a high-end luxury ship over there. We've got down here, this one I think was a Silver Moon. That's the name of the ship. And that's also a luxury ship. Very, very nice. But we are going to get out and about just a little bit and just kind of explore the town probably today. Been here one other time. There was a little tour that we took that kind of went over some of the passes and just inside of Canada. Once you get over there, there's really nothing but some sightseeing, and it's a little like being on the moon. It was just gray rock and some really pretty scenery, but nothing like what we're seeing up here with these snow-capped mountains here and there. But a beautiful day. The temperature's probably right around in 50, I'm guessing. But beautiful day out today. You can see up here, there's a lot of snow still up here on some of these peaks. And way out in the distance, there's a helicopter up there. Looks like he's carrying something down below. Sure what that might be. Well, some kind of cargo. But let's go ahead, start making our way down and take a little walk through Skagway.
Hi, my name is James, and I'd like to welcome you to my layoff journey.
So we have made it to Skagway this morning. For the Carnival Luminosa. Got all of these mountains just surrounding us. You can see the transportation over here. This was really nice. This is a big old rainbow. Hopefully it comes through on the camera because it is a really bright one. Really pretty. A lot of snow still up here, and just a few minutes ago seen a whale right out here, so hopefully we can capture another one. They're tough to get. So it's a little walk to get to the main downtown section, but the good part is there's a bus back here. It's $5 all day. It'll take you into town, bring you back, and take you for a little round the block tour of the downtown, because this is the map, and this is all these are all the streets and the cruise ports. And as you can see, we are at the Ore Dock. If you happen to get off at the Ore Dock like we have, there is a long wooden pier. You can kind of see where we came off. Come down here, you just follow this boardwalk. You'll follow it all the way around, and you can see it's pretty long. Like I said, you can always take that bus. It's $5. But it's good to take your time. As you can just look here, you can see the mountains. With some of these peaks here, they're 8,200 feet, 8,500 feet. Pretty good size. And they're really pretty with having all of the snow on them right now. You can see way back there. Some high clouds. Doesn't look like any kind of chance of rain today. And I don't know, it feels like maybe it's around 60. Well, welcome to Skagway, Alaska. We are here today. This is our first main port. You seen yesterday's video. We did go down Endicott Fjord yesterday. Really scenic place there. So now we are in Skagway, just kind of walking around, taking a look. It's a little like an old western town, honestly. I don't know if it's just, maybe it's just an old mining town, but really pretty place. Really easy to get around because it's mainly, you've got this main street that you can go up and down, and it's got all your gift shops and jewelry stores and some of the same things you'd find in almost all cruise ports, but it's also totally different. It's a lot different than a Caribbean cruise. Got a few little small museums here and there. Going to show some history of the area. You can see over there is the Trail Center, Klondike Gold Rush International Historic Park. We're going to go in some of these and take a look. A lot of nice shops, a lot of nice scenery. So this little town is just nestled right down here by the coast and just surrounded by mountains. Got, looks like the Days of '98 show with Soapy Smith. It says Skagway's historic musical comedy. A few little shows here and there. Got just some kind of offshoots off the main road there. Looks like where some shops may be here and there. Some of them might be early in the season. Nice little courtyard as you come back here. Some antlers up there. A little bakery. And restrooms. Got the ladies of the day for the show. Skagway Social House. What is that? Looks like a little shop and restaurant. So you can see straight down Main Street here, all the way down to the cruise ship. The mountains out there in the background. There's a lot of restaurants that you can choose from. There's the Olivia's Bistro at the historic Skagway Inn. Guessing this was an old hotel. Some outdoor dining. Nice little place here. Looks like they're putting something together, maybe for, I don't know, maybe outdoor stage, maybe some live music.
All the way to the left, and then all the way to the right. And then we're gonna strut our stuff. Strut, I don't know about that.
I think this is a tour of some sort. Yeah. So I think that's one of the kind of narrated tours of downtown. They take you around to some of the historic buildings and just give you some information about them. Here's a shot straight down Main Street. It's a fudge shop.
Like they got a lot of different kinds of candy in here. And for those of y'all that are into that sort of thing, there's Chilkoot Pass, Harley Davidson, Skagway, Alaska. We'll take a walk in there in a minute and show you that. It's a lot of closed down shops. I mean, it's kind of understandable because you've really got a limited season. And this is so far away from anything else that it is a very seasonal town. So you got a lot of shops that are going to come pop up for 4 or 5 months, 6 months, and then they will shut down and start the next season. This is one of the knife stores here in town. So they've got these sectioned up by made in Montana, made in France, Alaskan materials, made in Oregon. So that's quite the knife store. Not sure if this is a church or what that might be down there. We've got lunch service here, one of these old cafes. You got breakfast and lunch. A few little totem poles here. These are just decoration. They're nothing original, but they're kind of cool anyways. Some nice t-shirts and things in here. Prices are really actually very reasonable here. I've seen a lot of t-shirts, $11, $12, $15. And I think 15 to 18 is about the average that I've seen so far, so pretty reasonable. Over here you've got it's the Skagway Brewing Company. So they got a brewery in here. You can actually do a little tour of the brewery if you want to. They also have lunch. Can get you a beer flight. A few little things in there. It's kind of a cool place. There's a lot of public restrooms around too, so if you need to find one, it's pretty easy. There's some really neat maps about the area here. Most Taylor and Furrier Shop. Boss Bakery and Confectionery. Pacific Clipper Line Office. Here is where you would catch this train. There's a train, it's this White Pass and Yukon route. And this will take you up to the highest point on one of the passes. There's also road transportation that you can take up to the same place. There's a lot of history behind the train. And you can buy your tickets here or you can buy them on the ship. We'll walk in here. And it looks just like a regular train depot, which I guess in fact it is, but it's also a tourist spot, but it does look like a regular train depot with all of the benches in here. And this is White Pass and Yukon route. This little snack bar that's up here and some historic items. Old railroad spike, ticket stamp. Little snack bar if you want to get some things for the train trip. So once you purchase your tickets, you'll just head on out this way. Of course, you've got a gift shop that's got all your t-shirts, buttons, everything for you taking your trip on this train. So here's some of the cars. So you can take that train. Ticket prices I checked just a couple of minutes ago, and it was $150 for an adult fare. You can check the price on your ship for an excursion that does this same trip, or you can buy them at the box office here. So it's got to walk through this little bit of a museum. It's the Klondike Gold Rush National Historic Park. And they've got a few little exhibits in here you can take a look at. This kind of tells you a little bit of history about some of the buildings that are here. Got a topographic map to kind of show you where everything is and where, when they had the Golden Rush, well, all these people would come through. It gives you an idea of where some of their camps were. So there's a lot of history here, and there is a railroad that we've seen there, and it starts here in Skagway. And like I mentioned, you can take an excursion that's also on the road, and you can see where the train goes right alongside that highway, right up there to Bennett. And you've got this Chilkoot Trail, where you've got some of those old camps that the guys used to stay at. Talks about the railroad. There's a lot of things that you can kind of step through in here. Of course, they've got their own little National Park Service gift shop here. All the books and things that you can get about the history. This is some of the notable people. There's Jack London, one of the writers. Everybody may know him. Molly Brackett, looks like she was a photographer. And Chief Isaac, leader and entrepreneur. So he would sell supplies to everyone that needed them. I think that's how he made his way into the history books. And here's places where you can go on that Chilkoot Trail, and you can kind of walk in the same steps as a lot of the guys. So as you walk down, what is the main street here? You'll find no less than 8 or 10 jewelry stores, and it's kind of odd. I don't know. I just don't know that jewelry shopping would be on my #1 top 10 for my cruise trip. So in here, this place is called Richter's, and coming in here, they have got lots of different kinds of popcorn. We've got a menu up here. You can see some of the prices up there. And some of the bags look great. There's caramel with nuts right here. Gold Fever. Oh, the Chicago's gone apparently. But they've got a lot of just gifts. Of course, they've got taffy, so I don't know, with the different kinds of popcorn and the taffy, it's kind of like a carnival store. There's the pizza. White cheddar. A lot of different flavors that they've got up there. So I mean, it's a nice little family port. There's not a whole lot of entertainment, I would say, for kids, but you know, it's a cruise port, and I think a lot of the draw is the scenery. But they do have, and I know my daughter likes it, this gold panning here. And their prices are right here, $30. So maybe you will, maybe you won't. Find you some gold and hit it rich. Like coming down here, all these little stores, and this is kind of a little bit of a museum where they talk about the Rainier beer, because the miners used to like to have them some beer and a little whiskey. So they still got like an old bar set up here. So some of the vices that they had, of course, was chewing tobacco, cigars, the alcohol, gambling, and prostitution. It's Prince Albert in a can. Someone should let him out. We've got just a lot of little things you can touch here. It's all the clams. This clam chowder was a staple. And there it is. After the gold rush, customers with less cash opted for beer over whiskey because it was cheaper. Meet up, and it looks like somebody's dinner. Really cool. Looks super authentic. A little glass of whiskey there. Little cash register, and something else to pass the time would be some checkers. Somebody's bowler, and a glass of beer. And the bartender there's got all the beer passed up. So really cool the way that they did this. Looks very authentic. So in the back room, if you came down into the back room, then that's where we hit the gambling and the drinking. So we're combining the two here. So a lot of the miners, once they would come back into town, this is how they would spend some of their wages. So then you had roulette over there, and over here they've got dice. So, on a 2, a 3, or a 12, you lose. A 7-11, roll again, anything else. So this is basically like craps with dice. That's a 3, sorry you lose. Here's one that shows the vices in Skagway. Gambling, alcohol, tobacco, and prostitution. Is it a vice if it makes you happy? I guess only if it's detrimental. So over here, this is a place that you probably see written up about, and you know, any travel blog for Skagway. And it is this Klondike Doughboy. They've got it's basically a fry bread. If you've ever had an Indian taco, same type of bread, but they put a lot of cinnamon and sugar on it. It's pretty good. You can get you a cup of coffee to go with that, and you're set for the morning. It's a pizzeria down here, and once you get off this main street, so you've got that main street that we've been up and down, you kind of go into a little bit of a residential area where there's nothing over there for a tourist. So pretty much within these couple of blocks that you can go up and down the side streets, but mainly it's the this main street here that's got everything on it. So if you come here, like our time in port today was around 7 a.m. until 7:30 p.m. and it's way more time is necessary from here, unless you're going to take some of the excursions where you might leave in the afternoon. I know the train, it does go at 1 o'clock. They've got earlier ones, they've also got later ones, so it will be plenty of time for you to catch that train or go on some of the others. There's helicopter excursions that fly you out to a glacier. So this building here, yeah, the outside of it, if you see, it's all individual pieces of wood. And it is a lot of pieces of wood. So this is the Visitor Information Center, but this is what I just mentioned was the social club for guys back in the mining days when they would come into town. Jewelry store number 247. And then jewelry store number 248. And that brings us to the Red Onion. And here is the tour, the brothel tours I was mentioning. It's $20 they take you upstairs. It's a pretty short amount of time, but it's a historic place, so it's kind of cool. Got a lot of t-shirts and everything in here for sale as well. So make a visit here, and they've got some pretty nice shirts and things. They're about $25 per shirt, but they were actually really nice. And like I said, our time here was about 12 hours, but reality, unless you're taking an excursion, about 3 hours, and you have seen most of the stores, small exhibits that they've got for the Park Service, and any of the little monuments that they've got around town. So easy to walk. And if you take your shuttle from the cruise port, which is $5 again for all day, then it's easy to go from the ship to here, because that is a pretty long boardwalk. So if you have any sort of mobility impairment, you might really want to opt for that shuttle, because it'll drop you right in the middle of the strip there. Makes it a lot easier. Here's the Skagway Centennial statue, 1897, so I'm guessing this was erected in 1997. Just kind of a history of showing prospectors in and leading them through. So here's the opposite side of that train depot that we went to earlier, White Pass and Yukon route. So that's been going for over 100 years. 127 years, I guess that would be. Neat little train ride. I showed you the tracks, how it goes right along the highway. And the excursion that we took, we could just watch the train on the far side, but it didn't go quite as far as our excursion did. But very scenic right outside of town. We've also got an old cemetery where some notable people were buried. You got a nice city park right here. Grass is nice and green. It's springtime. And the snow up on the mountain looks super, super powdery. But it will be gone before long. Well, with the snow-covered mountains behind me, this is going to end my day in Skagway. Tomorrow's going to be Juneau. We'll see some new things. Join me for that video. If you care for the videos, please like and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. It's a very young channel, so I'm really trying to grow it. And I will see you in the next port.